Can you believe it? This is the Lance 1172. It's their flagship truck camper and awesome model. It's got a new look on the inside. You want to see it? I do. Stick with me. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Today I'm going to show you around the Lance 1172. This is a new 2026 model, and it's got the same layout, basically, that it's had forever. But the look and the features, they've had some upgrades. If you're not familiar with this camper, it has 2 slides on it. It is the largest truck camper that Lance makes, and it needs a 1-ton dually to haul it. Great camper, more space than you might think. So let's go in and get started. Wow, the light colors, the open space, theater seating, I love this. I really do. Now, let's talk a little bit about layout, because very often when you come into a camper, if you have a dinette, it's going to be right here in the slide out, and then in the back, you will have the seating. They flipped it on you here, and I love the feel of it. I love this dinette in the back. Now, it's not as big as a side dinette, but if there's only 2 of you, which usually is the case in a camper like this, there's plenty of space. If you start back here at the dinette, it's 71 inches long, so when it makes into a bed, you're going to have plenty of space for kids and some adults to sleep. It is a single person wide here, and kind of a flat floor, not much of a raise, so real easy to slide into. And the fact that it's low allows you to have this nice big window here. So I'm thinking this is a great place to drink coffee and just watch the world go by in the morning, right? Okay, you've got a nice white solid surface style top here and double pole, so this table is very sturdy. The cushions are a nice soft leatherette, very neutral color. I mean, you could dress this up or you could leave it neutral, maybe put a splash of color, really whatever works for you. Now, the table is a little high for me, but I'm only 5 foot tall. So for most of you, the table would be just fine. And easy to slide in and out of, plenty of space. I don't know, good job. You've also got lights right at the top, so if you're working at night, it's going to keep it really light right here. And they have a dimmer switch on it. Love the dimmer switches. It just gives you the ability to control the light. Because as you know, when you're out camping, those lights can feel really bright at night. All right, is there storage underneath? Of course. Let's take a look. Both seats are going to have a drawer that pulls out. This lock is a little bit tricky. So when you push the button in, it locks it, so it can't open. Great for traveling down the road, right? You don't want your drawers coming open. But when you pop that out, the door opens really easily, and it is the length of that seat there and about 8 inches deep. Fair amount of space right there, and you've got it under both seats. So push it, you've got a nice soft close, push the button to lock it, and you're good to go. You've also got pantry right there behind the dinette at the entry door. The top cabinet up here, it has adjustable shelves there. And I really like the way they put a little bit of a lip on the front, so it kind of holds things in. So you can adjust this or take them out completely, whatever works for you. It also has a light in the top that's going to come on when you open the cabinet. So, I don't know, it's the little things, right? Now down below, it's a little bit different. You've just got one solid shelf in the middle. No light, but of course you're not going to put the things that you use every day down here in the bottom. At least I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't pack like everyone else. Not sure. All right. Well, let's keep going over here, because the highlight of this camper really is the theater seating. This theater seating is optional and really adds to this camper. It is so comfortable. You know, I bet I could sleep here. There's USBs right on both sides, and that's exactly where the switch is as well. So just push the button And the recliner begins all by itself. It's almost silent. You've got cup holders. You've got huge storage right here in the center. It's cushy. It's soft and cleanable. That's important when you're camping. And best of all, I really do think I could sleep here. So while I'm putting this recliner back in, I can look out and see the TV right there on a swivel. It is a 12-volt television. Love that because it runs off the battery. Right up here, you've got a power fan. So if you want to open these windows, have a nice breeze pulled in here, or maybe bring in outside air, it's really nice to have that extra power. Big skylight right in front of me too, so it feels so open. Windows here, windows behind me, in front of me, and a skylight. That really is part of the openness that I feel in here. That along with the light colors, the linen style wallpaper, the white countertops, just beautifully done. Now, I know I mentioned that there's a USB right here in the side, but right down here at the bottom, you'll notice that there's 2 more USB plugs. There is a round cigarette lighter plug and 110 outlets. So you've got all the power that you need to sit here and relax when you're not outside enjoying the great outdoors. All right, now to the kitchen. So the first thing most people look at in a kitchen is countertop, right? Well, this is not a huge kitchen. It's a truck camper, folks. And so I like the L shape, but I also love this glossy white stone look. It's got this solid surface to it. You have covers for your sink, so you've got countertop here when you're not using the sink, and the glass top on the stove. So for me, that's plenty of prep space. But if you need a little bit more, you've got a nice flip up right here. So they do a pretty good job with that, and they don't take up your whole camper with kitchen. All right, the stove, it's a really nice, almost residential size 3-burner. Flip this glass top back up. It's very easy to do. You've got a heavy iron grate here, 3 big burners. You're gonna feel like you're at home. Down below, you've got an oven. Okay, maybe that isn't quite the same size as what you have at home, but it certainly works. Now the oven part, that is an option. So we always order them with the oven and the microwave, but both of those are options that you can add. And if you don't take those features, then of course you'll have more storage. All right, let's put this back down. I love the silver backsplash back here. Easy to clean, and it just adds to the ambiance in here. It gives it a little modern touch. The hood vent that they've chosen also is slim. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It isn't bulky. And of course, it has the fan and the light like most of them do. And up above, looks like a microwave. And I know you're going to say microwave convection. Yep, it is. But it's also an air fryer. So leave all those gadgets at home. You've got it right here. 3-in-1. Storage. Cabinet right here. One big space all the way back. And this cabinet has a shelf in the middle, so I'm sure there's a way to take that out if you'd like. You can see there's openings on the right, so you can kind of go into that back area if you want to. Now, up here you'll see that is the box for the backup camera. The backup camera is an option, but since it's on this unit, the monitor is stored up here until it gets delivered. Got nice LED light over the sink. One of my favorite things, I like things to light up when I'm working. These are nice, heavy, countertop weight sink covers. So they're not going to move around on you. They're not plastic. They're not going to get all cut into. Probably not a good cutting board, but they are a great countertop when that's what you need. Let's open it up, take a look at this sink. And you've got a big open sink about 8 inches deep, and a nice residential sprayer up here. I love the black accents in this. I think they do a great job. Now this piece right back here is going to be a plug. So if you need to plug in that coffee pot that I'm going to keep right in the back corner, you've got a plug here and a plug on the wall. It also has a USB and a USB-C in it as well. So you never know what you need to plug in, but you've got plenty of options right there in the corner. Storage underneath, another huge space in here, goes all the way back under the sink. And you know, you do have a little bit of plumbing to work around, but really not bad. The bottom 8 inches of this shelf, completely open. And underneath, you've got good space there as well. Now, one more thing, right over here, you do have a small drawer. You know, they want to use every space they can. This is only about 4 or 5 inches deep, but like I said, every little bit helps. So let's move around. I'm going to put this back on. Very easy to do, just drops right in. And then this folds right down. You do have another 110 plug right here. How many campers do you see that don't have enough plugs in them? They didn't make that mistake in the 1172. You have electrical access almost on every corner. 2 more drawers down here. This one has the silverware tray in it. Lance always likes to provide that. You know, the less searching for those things that you have to do, the better. So that's right there in the top. Down below, this is just a hair deeper, but not much. They're only about 3 inches deep. All right. So let's keep going this way because you've got tons of storage right here. These are only about maybe 2 inches deep, but a nice pocket space. You can drop things in here. You've got 2 big spaces on the wall. It's not in your way. And then a much larger space right here. I'm sure what they're thinking is you could put, you know, DVDs, CDs, electronics. I don't know. If you don't carry those, I know I don't, but if you don't need those, then you've got another great space to put baskets or anything that you might want to just grab and go that's out of the way. The TV is on a swivel, like I mentioned, so you can turn it towards the seating or you can turn it towards the bedroom, either way. Now let's talk briefly about what is at the end of this cabinet here. So up at the top is the solar controller. This camper comes with a 100-watt solar panel on the roof. Awesome. It's going to keep this 12-volt refrigerator running nicely. And you do have an option to add a second 100-watt solar panel from the factory. So that is what this is telling you, and it'll give you all the information you need to know about your battery and the solar power coming in. Now on the bottom of this is the convenience center, and that's just a fancy word to say your tank monitors. All right, so you have 42 gallons fresh water, 35 gray and 35 black. Wow. And you can see what is in them. I mean, 1/3, 2/3, or full by pushing the button. You guys know how that works. And to the right, of course, a switch for the water pump. To the right of that is the switch to turn on the generator. You do have an onboard propane generator on this camper. And again, it's an option, but one that most people who get the 1172 want to have, because that's going to give you power, charge your batteries, and allow you to run if you're not plugged in at the campsite. Love it. All right. Now, I want to talk about one more thing before we go any further, because you may have noticed a little rubbing noise in the background. So what that is the slide out covers on the 2 slide outs. It's a very windy day today, and when that happens, those slide out covers are moving up and down with the wind, and they tend to just creak a little. So if you can hear that, that's what it is, and that is probably the only downside of slide out covers. You know, just as a little trick, you can probably fix it by grabbing a pool noodle and sliding it under there. We haven't done that yet, but that is kind of a do-it-yourself trick to make them stop making noise. But I love slide out covers. They're going to protect the top of your slide out, particularly if you are in trees and you don't get all that stuff on top of it that you have to clean off. So slide out covers are a good idea. You may just get a little creakiness in the wind. So now you know. All right, let's continue on. We've got a 12-volt refrigerator right here. This is 7 cubic foot, so it's a nice size. You've got plenty of space on the inside, 2 big drawers on the bottom. You've got 2 shelves on the door. a really nice size freezer, which I know is what a lot of you guys look for. You know, if you're traveling for a while, maybe you love ice cream, or maybe you just want to keep some frozen food, some frozen meat, maybe even the whole dinner frozen in here. You know, prep it at home, bring it with you. So a big freezer is huge. This is a 12-volt refrigerator. It is only running on the battery. Don't panic. If you're not familiar, it is a 12-volt compressor fridge. So it's fairly new technology, not like the old 2-ways or 3-ways. Uses just a fraction of the power, and it cools in 2 hours. So don't be afraid of it. It's the bee's knees. Let's look at the bathroom. That's always a big question, right? How much bathroom is there? How big is it? Well, let me show you. So as I like to say, there's really not much dancing room in here, but it's workable. You do have one spot where, I don't know, you got plenty of knee room if you're sitting on the commode. You've got sink access. You've got counter space. Love that in a bathroom. You've got storage right up here. Really well done. It is a big cabinet, 2 shelves, and a bar underneath to hang your towels. All that's great. You've even got a drawer in a dry bath in a truck camper. So that's really nice, about 3 or 4 inches deep. I mean, you don't need a his and hers drawer. You've got plenty of space in there. So you've got another storage right here, large space under the sink, 110 plug right on the front. What's not to love? Well, let's take a look at the shower. The shower has a step up in it, so you can use it as a seat. You could use it to just prop your leg up on. I don't know. You could bathe kids in here. It's kind of like a little tub. Now let's talk about the shower. You do have to step up into it, and if you are 6'2", it's going to be tight. But other than that, you've got plenty of space. There's a curtain here, and they do have this nice fold-out rod, so it folds out, gets out of your way, so you've got great arm space here. It is a molded back, so you've got 3 shelves right here to put anything you want to grab while you're showering, and a soap tray that moves up and down along with an adjustable hand sprayer here. So all very well done. I love I can't tell if it's black or rubbed bronze. They look the same to me, but very modern, very sleek, very functional. Now, if you're thinking you want to sit down to shower, I guess that's possible if you're not really tall. Maybe it's just a step up for your foot, but it makes a nice, like 12-inch deep tub here if you want to soak your feet or bathe a child, maybe bathe that little puppy that's camping with you. So very versatile, very workable. Good job, Lance. So that's right, I'm 5 foot tall, but this is 6'8". So if you're a lot taller than me, chances are that's going to be plenty for you. The air conditioner is a Truma Aventa. I love these air conditioners because they're slim. They don't only come down about 1.5 inches. They're quiet, and this is a 13.5, so it's going to cool this really well. All right, stepping back up here, you've got a nice step. One of the concerns is always getting in the bed, but Lance makes it so easy. I mean, seriously, how hard is that? This is a true queen right here, which means 60 by 80, just like the mattress you have at home. You want to put a topper on it? No problem. The standard off-the-shelf topper will work great. You do have a nice curtain here that's going to come across if you want a little bit of privacy. You've got the stereo right here, and of course, it's Bluetooth, AM, FM, got all the plugs, and storage underneath. 2 adjustable shelves in here, so you can have 3 different places, or, of course, you can take them out. Easy to do, and again, they put that lip on them so things don't, like, come off the shelf. All right, well, let's look at the closet. I have to show you these windows because that's partly why this unit is just so open feeling. So where do you keep your clothes? You keep them in the wardrobe. Mirror doors slide open. You can hang them, you could make shelves, whatever works for you. And up above, there's a shelf for a receiver if you have a satellite dish, but plug-ins for a TV, and the mounts are already in place for you. And they do a beautiful TV mount in this, not those shaky ones that's going to fall off. So ready for that TV in the bedroom if that's what you need. You do have this great hike event on the top, and you can see right now we have the screen over it. You can have also a blackout shade, or you can open it completely. So that really is amazing. Right over the bed, your own private stargazer. There is a nice size storage area in front of the closet. It's only as tall as the mattress, but that's nice because that allows them to put a window over there for the cross breeze. When you have a vent on the top, windows on both sides, you can create a nice cross breeze when you're sleeping. Maybe you don't need that air conditioner. So you've got a shelf right across the top, and that also has lights in it. So those lights are going to give you the reading lights or maybe just the ambiance, whichever you need. Okay, as far as storage on this side of the bed, we've got this compartment right here. Nice space. I love rolling up t-shirts and things and making them accessible in those cubbies. And you've got another cubby right up here next to the bed. And a little space in front that could be, I don't know, a place to put your book, your glasses, whatever it is that you need. Now, I know what you're waiting for. You want to know where the plugs are. So I'm going to tell you, there's no plugs on this side. But what you do have on that side is at the end of the closet, right up top underneath the overhang, is going to be a 110 plug. And up at the front by the headboard, they have a wireless charging mat for your phone. So, got you covered on that side. Before I let you go, we need to talk about these windows. This might be a bit of an awkward place to do it, but I'm here, the window's here, so I don't know. All right, these are acrylic dual pane windows, and the beauty of these is that you don't have a line in the middle or a screen on half of it, so you get a beautiful full view. One of the other things that I love about it is that it's lightweight. Open this up, the entire window opens. Now you get to decide how far open you want this. Give it a push, maybe you just want a little bit, or you can open it all the way and tighten it out there. Just tighten these arms and it's going to stay wherever you put it. You've got a blackout shade on the bottom when you don't want anyone to see in, or you've got a nice screen if you want the window open but you just don't want the bugs. So maybe you do it half and half. You can do that as well. A little bit of privacy, a little bit of air, all the choices. So I love these windows. They are one of the best features on this Lance 1172 to make it versatile and make it the environment that you want inside your camper. When you close the window, there's a little slot you can put the red latch in, and that's going to give you a little bit of airflow right here, and it's also going to latch your window for security. But when you're going down the road, you want it all the way in front. So be sure you have it fully secured or the wind can catch it and damage your window. All right, let's move on. If you're worried about getting up in the middle of the night, it really is super easy. They've got a nice step here for your foot, a handle. Getting in and out, it's really easy. All right, there's a lot to see outside, so let's go. So stepping out, I love the big handle here, and you've got all the lights for the exterior patio lights. You do have big docking lights on the back, those are nice. Backup camera switch, slide out rooms, and this is a plug-in for the electric jacks. If the batteries on your remote maybe aren't powerful enough, you plug it in right here and you're good to go. Now, the other thing is there's a handle right here and another swing out handle right there. All that's important because once we mount the truck camper on your truck, we will mount some steps underneath, so when it's up off the ground, you can step out and have a handle to hold on to. All right. You notice right there by the door, it says it's a 4-season camper. That's because this does have heated holding tanks underneath. You've got dual pane windows. You've got great insulation on the aluminum framing. Just a very solid camper. It is ready for the cold weather, guys. All right, let's keep going. Always so much to see here. This is going to simply be access. So not anything you're going to use, but it is important to be able to reach everything, get to it, not have to pull your camper apart to fix it. Lance really has thought about that. And moving forward, that is going to be the Truma vent for the furnace. Speaker, you have speakers inside and out for that stereo so you can get the party started. Propane, you have two 7-gallon tanks, not the standard 5 that you see. So that's going to really help run that generator and keep you boondocking a little bit longer. You do have a leash holder right down here, but maybe you don't have a dog, but you might want to secure those electric bikes or maybe portable solar panels, whatever it is that you've brought with you, you can tie it up right here, keep it secure. Right under here, there is the connection for your gas grill on the outside. So you've got a nice awning up above. It is an armless awning, so you're just gonna get a great shaded space here. Just put that grill out here, connect it underneath, good to go. All right, 110 plug, you might need extra party lights. Man, I'm ready for this party. And right below that is going to be the fill for that 42-gallon freshwater tank. Let's take a look in here. Water pump, again, access to everything that you need. And right here is going to be the Truma water heater. This AquaGo, there's nothing in here you have to turn on. It is simply for maintenance, cleaning, access. Now coming around the front, another access point. Lance really has tried to make it easy to get to whatever you need to clean it, access it, check it for leaks. I mean, just gotta maintain a camper, right? The more you can see, the better it is. So you may have noticed, Lance has a really nice fiberglass front cap. That's important because that piece right there is what takes all the wind, all the pressure when you're going down the road. So that front cap not only protects it, but it's a good solid piece to keep that wind flowing over and around, not breaking any seals, not causing any leaks. Every 1172 is going to have swing out brackets on it. So these swing out brackets allow these front jacks to swing out so that when you back under it, your dually can go underneath the camper. Easy to use. I'm sure there's videos out there to show you that. They use the Happy Jack system. And I also want to point out that Lance has their own proprietary plug. So if you're comparing brands, they use a heavier wire than some of these other manufacturers, and that is why you will need to install the Lance plug into your truck to match that. All right, let's come around. We're on the side with the slide. So it's nice that they have a patio light on this side. A lot of times that's not on this side because, you know, all the action's supposed to happen over there. But while we're here, I want to point out underneath, you will see a panel, and you'll see two of those on the other side. And this white square panel here, it's simply for access into the basement. They've got wires, they've got plumbing. They want to be sure they can get to everything that they need to. So that's what you're looking at there. Now under here, on the front of this overhang, you've got the 30 amp plug-in right here on the top. And you've got your city water fill right here and the black tank flush underneath. This looks like it's hard to get to. I know you're thinking, yeah, I don't want to squat down and waddle like a duck over there to try to plug everything in. But you know what? When this is up on your truck, it's going to be probably eye level for me and very easy to access. It's only when it's lowered all the way down on the ground like this. Now, when you have steps on it, you're not going to be able to lower it quite this far. So again, easy to get to here. Just plug these things in before you drop it off your truck. You're good to go. All right, let's look at the compartment next door. That's going to have all of our pulls for dumping the tanks. So right here, let's open this up. And starting at the top, you've got the gray tank and the black tank right up here. So once you hook up your hose, and the connection is right underneath here. Again, this is going to be up in the air, so it's easy to attach. And then you simply pull the gray and the black, whatever it is that you'd like to dump. If you have part cable or you have satellite dish that you use, you can hook those up right here. And down below, this is the low point drains. You don't have to go underneath the camper to try to locate those like on so many trailers and campers. It's all right here. So you've got the freshwater tank, the cold water, and the hot water lines. And then you also have a sprayer. So inside in your kit that comes with the camper is going to be a spiraled hose with a sprayer on the outside. It's an easy, quick connect right there, and you've got hot, cold sprayer on the outside of your camper. I mean, it's great at the beach. All right, all right here. This button is a battery disconnect. So if you put it in storage and you want to disconnect from your batteries, then you simply pull that out and you're good to go. However, you don't want to have that battery disconnect engaged when you're going down the road, because otherwise your batteries won't charge. So that is only for storage. And behind this, we'll take a look at the generator. So you've got the Onan 2500. It is an LP generator, so that makes those two 7-gallon propane tanks super important. Easy to use, just a simple push button and you're good to go. So do you need more storage? We have great storage under here. This is a huge compartment, and that top shelf, it can unlatch, slide forward. Great usable space for all that gear that you have to take with you. And here you've got the fat tube ladder for accessing the roof for any kind of maintenance or checkups. You've got the backup camera. Now it's optional, of course, but easy to add. Even if you don't get it from the factory, a dealer can do that for you. You can see the slide out cover up there. They've got a nice patio light on the back. They are ready for you to go out there and have some fun. Now, electric jacks make it super easy to load this on your truck. Check out other videos that we have on how to do that, but just a quick snapshot, it's all done with a remote. You just stand here, lift up your camper, back under it, drop it back down, and of course you will need some tie downs on your truck, but I mean, a truck camper is great if you need to tow your boat, tow a horse trailer, or maybe you don't want to tow anything. A truck camper is the way to go, and the Lance 1172, well, it's loaded with great features that anybody would love. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.